everybody, welcome to the Three Lotus Tarot. Today, firstly, I'd like to thank all of you who have recently subscribed and you're really helping my channel grow, and you're giving me feedback that the readings that I do are reaching people out there and hopefully helping them. I think the fact that you like the videos and that you subscribe to the channel means that it does resonate with you, right? The readings. So I'm really grateful for you showing me that, what I'm doing here does have like a positive impact on you, and you do enjoy the readings, and you may hopefully find the readings helpful. So that makes me doing this worth it. So thank you so much, because as you know, I am a small channel, still a very small channel at the moment. I've got 86 subscribers, but I really want to grow the channel out, and with your help I will definitely be able to do that. And whilst we get going till we get to become a bigger channel, we are going to continue to make all our readings really I hope useful and insightful for everybody out there. Okay, so thank you so much, and thank you also for coming back here today, because today we are going to read about what is happening behind the scenes that's going to help you on your journey that you may not know about. Okay, so basically what is hidden from you, what you don't know, because sometimes things happen in our lives that we like, oh my gosh, why did this happen? I don't understand. All I wanted was this, but I got that, So sometimes things do happen for a reason, and the universe does have to fit things around, juggle things around, just so we do get on the journey that we're supposed to be on. So that's what we're going to try to find out today, to see what we're allowed to know, what we should know, because not everything is open for our knowledge, because we may not be ready for it yet at that point in time, or it's just not the correct thing for you to know at this point in time. Okay, so anyway, we've got the 3 piles here, and as usual, you will find the timestamps in the description box below. Okay, today we're going to be using the Modern Spellcasters Tarot. Look, I've got my little pieces ready for when I need to cover up some stuff, some body figures that YouTube may not allow. I am also going to be using this deck, which actually I'm not sure what the name is, but it shows, I don't usually use these decks because they're holographic, right? So it makes it a little bit more difficult to see on the camera. But this deck I really love because it shows the opposite, the other side, the other perspective of the classic cards that we see. So I thought it was really, really useful, really, really suitable to use today for us to see what is happening behind the scenes. And then, of course, we will end with the Archangel Power Oracle deck, where we will get some cards to see some advice that we can get from the angels. Okay, so today for pile 1, we've got the Empress. Straight off the bat, a major arcana. The Empress with the green amulet. So I'm going to call these amulets. They're not actually amulets, of course. They are resin pieces. Beautiful. I love this one. But I'm going to call them amulets just because I felt that the word sounds so good. So the Empress for pile 1 with the green amulet. And then for pile 2, we've got the 10 of Swords with the white amulet. The 10 of Swords for pile 2. And last but not least, pile 3, the 6 of Wands with the red amulet. Wow. I like how the symbols just seem to fit so nicely with the cards. So take a deep breath and focus in on, what we can know about the question at hand, which is what is happening behind the scenes for me, and then see which card or which amulet calls your name. Okay, and I will see you in your reading. Hello, Pal 1. You picked the green amulet together with the Empress. So let's take a look at the rest of your cards and see what is happening behind the scenes for you. Let's just take a closer look at the Empress now. The Empress is sitting in a way and has that look on her face which is a little bit different from the normal Empresses. Let's see what the cards say first, and then let's decipher if what I saw makes a difference. Okay. What is happening behind the scenes for Pal 1? What is happening behind the scenes for Pal 1, please? So, what is happening behind the scenes for Pal 1, please? Alright, so anyway, let's look at these two cards first. We've got the Queen of Cups, which falls in line very nicely with the Empress, of course, because the Empress is also about that divine feminine energy. Is about being very self-assured, confident, nurturing, kind, gentle, beautiful, and the Queen of Cups is also somebody like that. I mean, just look at her posture there, how she's sitting there holding her cup on her throne with that big passionate, forceful waterfall going on behind her. So we've got the Queen of Cups, and then we have the Hanged Man. So the Empress and the Hanged Man. Oh yes, another thing I did want to do was really get to know the energy at the bottom of the deck, because I thought that it fit in well with what was happening behind the scenes for me. So the energy at the bottom of this deck now for you is the Two of Pentacles. So let's put that in the middle here. The Empress, the Queen of Cups. What is happening behind the scenes for you? So perhaps something that's going to really either utilize or inspire lots of emotions from you. That's what's happening behind the scenes for you. And it may be because you are called upon to explore and release, give a life to the emotions that are in you. Perhaps you're very used to keeping them in behind a stone cold wall, Pal 1. See if this resonates with you, right? Perhaps you're so used to being guarded, so used to being taking care of yourself, not to show too much emotion, not to show too much vulnerability is what you may be thinking, or that you feel that when you give way to your emotions, things are all like always like night and day, or like the opposite. And you don't like that. You don't like being too having situations like turn on a dime for you. And maybe you feel that when you let your emotions come out, what you want to achieve is the opposite of what you actually do achieve. So perhaps you've learned from some experiences that may not have been so positive, that hey, you know, I should not let my emotions get the better of me. I should keep them tightly wrapped up, or I don't have the luxury to be able to really let my emotions show or depend on my emotions, or give that rightful weightage to your emotions, right? It even looks like all these carvings in the tree, you know, they even look like a spell to me that's like meant to contain you. But you know, the energy at the bottom of the deck tells you that you've got to balance things out. You know, you've got the Empress, you've got the Queen of Cups. Like I said, you know, there is perhaps a well of emotion in you, a wealth of emotion in you as well, but you're not letting that out, and that's not serving you for the better. So what is happening behind the scenes for you may be that you are going to be put into a position, in a scenario or a situation where you have to utilize, or you have to depend and let out your emotions, your feelings. And perhaps you'll be called to task, like, you know, you've got to tell me how you feel, because if you don't, I'm out of here. I can't do this coldness anymore. I can't do this, I never know what you're thinking anymore. You know, you could have somebody important in your life who's going to issue that challenge to you, or somehow perhaps even like, you know, a family member or a child may be like, you know, I never know if you love me or not, for example. Okay, Power 1. So that's kind of like, perhaps you've been living rather dry, it's been a bit like a desert. So you need the water to come in. You need the water to come in and cleanse out all the old dry dust, like what we see here, you know. So the Empress here, like what I was thinking earlier was that the Empress has this look about her. She doesn't look particularly, to me, she doesn't look particularly nurturing, loving. In fact, she has quite an aura, like a look that's like, hey, look at me, you know. So it doesn't come across like your normal Empress does. And I do see this called out to me too, the 5 stars, the 5 stars that are I don't know if they're branded into the buffalo. Is this a buffalo? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And this tells me about the 5 of Pentacles. Perhaps you're feeling a little bit of lack of emotion or confidence, or being giving, being nurturing, being gentle, being kind with other people in your life, in your 3D life. Okay, and so then the Queen of Cups came out and further reiterated that feeling to me. So the energy at the bottom of the deck is the 2 of Pentacles. So 5 of Pentacles, 2 of Pentacles, you know, that's why it reminded me of the Pentacles, because of the star. So the energy at the bottom of the deck is the 2 of Pentacles, telling you that you have to balance. You have to balance it out. Yes, don't be emotionally don't be too overly emotional. Don't always let your emotions get the better of you, but you also cannot be on the opposite extreme, which is like, you know, complete desert barrenness and no emotion whatsoever, being completely cold, being completely factual, being completely logical. Nobody can exist that way, in a sustainable way, in a healthy way, for a long time. So, you know, you may be put into a position, into a scenario where you are then forced to balance the two, the factual and logical side of you with the emotional, giving or forgiving, loving side of you. Yeah, so that's why you also have land and water here. Land and water, you know, like earth being proper, being data driven, fact driven, but also having that empathy, that understanding, that gentleness, that kindness, that openness of heart that should go along with it. Okay, no longer keeping yourself all strapped up, chained up, and stuffed stuffed because the emotion cannot come out of you. Okay, right. So what? How is this? How is this going to manifest? How is this going to manifest for you to learn this lesson? How is this going to manifest for pile 1 to learn this lesson? And pile 1, when I say learn this lesson, I do not mean it in a bad way at all. I don't mean that, haha, you know, you're going to pay for all of this, you're going to learn your lesson like that. That's not what I mean at all. But basically it's about learning the lesson that you're meant to learn in this lifetime, or in this experience that's going to happen, that's going to come about, that will make you understand and realize why certain criteria, certain parts of you have to go through development, empowerment, growth, change, transformation. Okay, so the question now is, how is the situation going to manifest that will help you learn this lesson? So we've got the 8 of Swords, right? We have the Hermit, very, very apt. We have the 6 of Pentacles. Okay, so I think this one I'm going to keep it in the upright, because the message that I got from this card is the same in the upright or the reverse, because it's just telling it the other way around. Okay, so then we also have the 10 of Swords and the 8 of Cups. So you've got the 8 of Swords starting this, you've got the 8 of Cups finishing this row here. Okay, so I'll tell you what I see. The question being, how is the situation going to manifest? This scenario that's brewing in the behind the scenes for you, so that you're able to learn how to balance your factual and your emotional side. Okay, and let more of your emotions out. Look at this, you know, even your amulet has that wave and water flow and movement to it, you know. So you're called upon not to be so cut and dry fact driven, right? Just to be able to use both together. So your 8 of Swords starts you out, and I really understood this to be you know, the accompaniment to your Hanged Man, because you thought that you cannot let your emotions out. You thought that you were trapped. You thought that you had to keep your emotions under control, especially like, oh, the fire's raging all around me, I've got to be the cool one, I've got to be the one that shows no emotion, I've got to be the one that shows I'm never hurt. But you know, you're the one who's keeping yourself in this prison. Look, your hands are not tied. You do have a rope loosely tied around here, around your upper arms, and your bandage, and you think that you can't move, but nothing is stopping you. You feel that burning desire to either let your feelings out, or you feel that burning fear, because when there's a big fire, there's a lot of fear, right, actually. So you fear letting that out, but you know what, you think that you cannot escape. You think that, whoa, it's gonna burn everything down. But you know, nothing is trapping you. You're trapping yourself, Pile 1. So it really resonates with me in tandem with the Hanged Man energy that we saw for you just now. So you are the one keeping yourself in that prison of non-emotion. Okay, so you have to go, you're going to be called upon to go in within yourself and understand, hey, where did this fear come from? Perhaps, you know, how did it start? What was it that made you feel that emotions were not the right way to approach situations. I completely understand you if you're looking at not too much emotion, but the thing is you can't be completely emotionless, okay? Because it is also a healthy outlet for yourself, not just about you showing parts of you to somebody else or other people, like, you know, and then you're afraid of being vulnerable, but also it's a healthy outlet for yourself. Because if you push aside every emotion that you feel, whether it's fear, whether it's regret, whether it's anger, bitterness, if you don't resolve it, if you don't understand where it came from and then try to, you know, learn from it and let it go, it will just be stuck in you forever. So you have to go into yourself and look through the chapters of your life to understand, number one, where did that fear come from? How did you get to that realization that, you know, I'm gonna lock emotions up, and then see how can you then let that go in your life, because it doesn't serve you, it's not for your higher good. So that situation is going to come about that will make you have to go within yourself, have to face your past demons perhaps, you know, and figure out. And then you have to be kind to yourself and really understand, forgive, have empathy with yourself, or even with the people around you who may have caused you to come into the state of fearing to let your emotions out. Okay, so you have to be kind to yourself and to others around you. Just understand and forgive that this was something that happened, and now I am at a stage where I realize that it's no longer for any good of mine, and I've got to grow. In order to grow, I'm going to let it go. Okay, so that's what you're going to do. It will be the end of a particular cycle, a particular chapter for you, a way of being, a way of living, and a way of thinking for you. So if you're able to get past this hermit stage, and come out on the other side, you know, you will be able to be kind to yourself and then leave that chapter. Also the Eight of Cups, you know, which is also leaving an old style of being from yourself. Okay, leaving that behind. Okay, now let's use my deck that I like and see what else can we know. What else can we know that's going to be able to help pile one? I just saw 2222 on the camera. What else can we know that can help pile one? Not this one, too many cards. Okay, so anything else? Not this one as well, right? But anything else? Okay, so let's look at the 3 cards that came out. Okay, so you have the 10 of Wands. Again, the end of a burden, the end of not seeing your way out, the end of carrying this weight on you no more. You've got the Tower. Oh, so it could be something very transformative, something very very cleansing for you that's going to happen, that will make you understand that you need. And the Tower, right, causes confusion, causes an upheaval of emotions. So, you know, you can understand why the Tower card would come about, because it is going to make you have to feel your emotions. And for me, this Tower card always, because there's an apple tree beneath, right? So it tells me that beneath the Tower, what's causing the Tower moment is something that is for the better good. Okay, it's a tree, it has fruit in it, it's life-giving, it's going to be for the better good. It is something that you need, something that will be helpful for you. And you also have the 10 of Swords again on the 10 of Swords. So 10 10 10, 10, of course, is the end of the road, the end of the difficulty, the end of the suffering, whatever you might want to call it. But the thing is that if you're able to get through this, if you're able to really do the work, then you will be able to come out on the other side and be the true you, or be a better you even. Okay, now let's end with some advice, please, for pile 1. What is the advice that we can give? Pile 1, please. Wow, even this one. Okay, so 3 cards came out. That's a lot of cards for the Archangel deck. So you've got perspective. That is a better way. Pause for reflection and insight, and dare to be different. Look, it's also the Hanged Man here. Can you see that? It's time to be different. It's time to do it another way. I don't know what else to tell you. I mean, I think it's quite clear, and you'll be able to see it. You have the Wheel as well, which is also the end of a chapter. 10 again. The wheels are turning, and it will be that that part of your life is coming to an end, and you will see the start of a new, let's just continue here, start of a new beginning. All right, end of delays, a change in direction that offers happiness. Pile 1, I see a lot of good things awaiting you if you'll just charge through and learn and go on that journey and develop into pile 1 2.0. Okay, you also have the 7 of Gabriel, which is the 7 of Wands. Stand up for what you believe in. Have confidence and claim your personal power. So locking up half of yourself is not being your honest, most powerful self. If you really want to claim your personal power, have confidence in yourself. Don't feel that you need to keep part of yourself locked away. It is all in your head that you're keeping yourself bound by your own mental tensions, by your own mental fears that may have come up from your past, okay, that may have come about because of your past. So with that, I'm going to leave you with a message that I hope really speaks to your heart. And my goodness, right? Speaking to your heart is very much emotional. So please break down the walls, pile 1. There is so much beauty and good that's awaiting you on the other side. A new beginning is there, pile 1. So if you have found this reading helpful, please do give me a thumbs up, because it helps the video go around. And if you've not yet subscribed, do, because the 3 Lotus Tarot family channel needs you. Okay, comment if you have a topic that you'd like me to do a reading on, and until I see you in the next one, pile 1, bye. Hello, pile 2. You have chosen the 10 of Swords with the white amulet. 10 of Swords usually means the end of a journey, the end of a difficult time. And you really feel, you may really have felt that, oh my gosh, I almost can't do this anymore. I've got 9 swords in my bag. I'm holding on to the last sword. So perhaps there's still some fight left in you. But then, the head of the person really looks like it's completely on the ground. And perhaps this was something that knocked you over and you didn't see it coming. That's why all the swords are in the back. But what's going to happen? Let's take a look at the rest of your cards. Let's see what is happening behind the scenes for pile 2, please. What is happening behind the scenes for pile 2, please? What's happening behind the scenes? Pile 2, please. What is happening behind the scenes for pile 2? So we have the Knight of Cups, irreverent jokester. So next we have the Ace of Swords, the Nine of Swords, the Two of Swords. This person always reminds me of Rihanna. You also have the Sun, as well as the Eight of Cups. Sun and the Moon. I just saw the Moon in the Eight of Cups. Why did I see the Moon in the Eight of Cups? Okay, so let's try to unpack this. There's a lot that's come out. What is hidden? What is happening behind the scenes for pile 2? Let's take a look. Okay guys, so I think that something, whatever it is that you're going through now that's very difficult, something's going to come along, or somebody is going to come along. An offer or a knight in shining armor is going to come along to help you out, either with some new information or new truth or new facts, or being able to just see a bigger picture. So it's going to help you out, and you won't feel this this despondency, this loss, this tiredness, this anxiety anymore. So you will be able to use what this person brings, or the very fact that this person is coming is going to help you in your situation, and you're going to be able to come out of it on the other side bright and cheery. Bright and cheery, and you're going to leave the old stuff behind. You are. The Eight of Cups will tell us, you see, it started off with the Knight of Cups. Somebody's going to come in and help you, perhaps bring you a lot of relief, perhaps bring you enlightenment, like, oh my goodness, now I understand why, you know. So they're going to be able to help you, and when after you've utilized this information, or this visibility, or even the presence, the very presence of this person, after you use that in your situation to help balance things out and work things along, progress things along, you're going to be able to see the sun. A new day will dawn. As we can see from the babies here too, a new day will dawn. You're going to have like beautiful sunflowers, lush happiness, beauty all around you, brightness, cheeriness. This will be a thing of the past. Okay, the Ten of Swords. And you will also have the Eight of Cups. Now I'm very drawn to the Eight of Cups. Out of all the cards here, I am very drawn to it, because I feel that, okay, so you are going to leave something behind. Of course you're going to leave this energy behind when you have figured things out and emerged on the other side. But I just feel that it's not just the energy of the Ten of Swords that you're leaving behind. What else are you leaving behind? But I also, like I said just now, I was very drawn to the moon coming after the sun. So it could be that after you come out and see the sun on the other side of this situation, and you're going to leave, but you're going to leave without knowing where you're heading towards. It may not be a bad thing. I don't mean to say that, like you're lost or confused, but just that, you know that leaving is the right thing to do, or moving away, removing yourself, separating yourself from the energy that was to something new. You know that that's the way to go. You know that that's the best or the healthiest for you, but you don't know what the future holds. And perhaps you don't really care. That's what I get. You don't really care. You just want to move. You just want to leave what's behind. Let it stay where it belongs. Yeah. Okay, so let me see if I can get some more information, please. Can I please get some more information about what the moon here symbolizes in the Eight of Cups? The moon symbolizes in the Eight of Cups for pile 2. Alright, so let's take a look at these cards. You will never believe what happened, guys. Where'd this come from? Okay, so you have strength. What does the moon, the question was, what does the moon in the Eight of Cups symbolize? Because I feel that you're leaving. You just want to leave. I don't know what's in store for me in the future, but I don't care. I'm happy to go. I want to leave. So what does the moon, what is this moon telling us? Okay, you've got strength. Very important card, strength. You've got, see, this is what I said, like, you will never believe this. The moon actually came out. Okay. You also have the Three of Cups, the Three of Chalices. The Six of Chalices, the Six of Cups. The King of Pentacles. And you have the Ten of Pentacles. So what does the moon symbolize? So you're asked to have strength. You will either, you're asked to be very strong and move on, because that is the best thing that's meant to happen for you, that's going to take you on your next step. Because things happen for a reason, right? So what is behind the scenes now? Anyway, you are asked to have strength. Whatever the situation is, whatever is in store for you, whatever you're leaving behind, have the strength. You are asked to have the strength, or you're being told that you will need strength. Perhaps you don't want to leave something comfortable behind. You don't want to leave what you know behind for what is the great unknown. But you're asked to have strength and do it. Yes, you may not know, but it is an evolution. It is an evolution for you. It is growth. It is development. And you are going to come out of it. You're going to walk the path towards a brand new day, the sunrise. You may also get some messages in your dreams. If you can remember your dreams, do try to see if there are any messages in there. But you're not meant to know the full picture as of now. You're not meant to know the full gamut of what's going to happen, the full range of things and that's going to happen, or the lessons that you're going to learn overall. But you do know that it is an evolutionary path for you. You have to go on this way. But there will be a lot of there will be brightness in the future. There will be brightness. You may be asked to revisit some of your past, some of your family members perhaps, or old friends from the past. But there is friendship, there is laughter and joy in the future for you. And then the thing is, we end with the King of Pentacles and the Ten of Pentacles. I mean, two of the very, very strong, abundant cards in the 3D world. King of Pentacles, you are at the pinnacle of a beautiful life, a strong, comfortable, abundant, prosperous, happy life. 10 of Pentacles, legacy, family, prosperity, old age, everything that you could ever want in your 3D life, you get here, right? So either you're going to build a great foundation, or you may be asked to go back and see people from your past or impacts from your past and learn from those, you know, or remember the happy times. Perhaps remember the happy times and build a great new foundation for yourself as you go on to become and manifest yourself as the King of Pentacles or the 10 of Pentacles. Let's also see what is the energy at the bottom of the card. Page of Wands here, because this is behind the scenes, right? So we've got the Page of Wands, and then from this other deck we have the Knight of Pentacles. So the energy that is beneath the deck, yeah, so you will get news, you will get a new opportunity to move on. It may take some time because the Knight of Pentacles is a very slow moving knight, but not because he's slow and lazy. It's just because the Knight of Pentacles really takes the time to look at what is happening around and understand the situation, analyze it before he makes the next move. So he is making decisions wisely, carefully, not recklessly. Okay, but don't get yourself into an analysis paralysis kind of situation, right? So you are asked to take the pieces of information, take the sources of information that are around you. See, and there are multiple sources of information or multiple aspects that you need to pay attention to, that you need to put together so that you can really understand the bigger picture. And from there, then you proceed to make your decision and go on to that next journey. But that next journey is advised to you because you are meant to have that strength to make that decision and go on that evolutionary journey. If it's all about staying back in your old state, I don't think that's what the cards are telling you that you should do, because we do see the moon here, which is all about development, which is all about treading that path that goes from one place to another, a change from water to land. And the crayfish here is also indicative of our change from, you know, a particular form to another form as we go through the ages of humankind, you know. And you have the wild dog and the domesticated dog, again a change. So very much where you at this moment now, we won't know all that there is to know. We can't know, we're not allowed to know all that there is to know about the potential situation that's coming up, but you are asked to put together when the time is right, when pieces of information flow to you, you are meant to put everything together and then make a decision as to how you are going to build that foundation for the next life of yours, for that new life, for a legacy that you're really going to be proud of, that you're going to be able to build into something that you want. Okay, your stamp will be there. Okay, so now pile 2, let's get some cards from the Archangel Power Oracle deck. What advice can we give pile 2, please? What advice can we give pile 2, please? Okay. Okay, so you have pile 2, the Lover's card. Make choices from your heart, deeply emotional commitments, the power of love. So when the time comes to make the decision, that the Knight of Pentacles is going to make it from your heart. Like, really know what it is that you want. Really think about what calls to you. This is the card of choice, where you can choose what is most important to you, what resonates with you, what speaks to your heart. And you've got to give your heart that space, that opportunity, that right to help you make a choice. Okay, so I'm going to close your reading off for you here, Pile 2. Thank you so much for being here. If you've liked this video, please give me a thumbs up. As usual, I like to tell you that really helps the video go around, and hopefully you'll be able to help somebody else as well with its message. Comment, share, subscribe to the Three Lotus Tarot, and until I see you in the next one, guys, bye. Hello, Pile 3. You have chosen 6 of Wands with the Red Amulet. The 6 of Wands for Pile 3. What is happening behind the scenes for Pile 3? When I was tapping into this card, I did feel that perhaps you are being celebrated right now. You're being acknowledged for your success. And that's what's happening with you right now. But let's get the rest of your cards to see what is happening behind the scenes for Pile 3. What is happening behind the scenes for Pile 3? What is happening behind the scenes for Pile 3? Okay, let's look at these cards first. Okay. Right, so you have the 7 of Pentacles, Pile 3. Okay, 7 of Pentacles. And then you've got the Devil. King of Wands. And the 4 of Pentacles. And at the bottom of the deck, since this is a reading about what is happening behind the scenes, let's look at what is at the bottom of the deck. The 3 of Cups. Let's put that here. Okay, so I think that what your cards are trying to tell us is that you've worked for some time for, remember what I said at the beginning, right? You're being celebrated, you're being acknowledged for your achievements or your accomplishments. So you are taking center stage now, or you will take center stage now, and that's what's happening. What's building up into what's building up behind the scenes for you is that, you know, at the end, the outcome of it is that you're going to be celebrated and acknowledged for your accomplishments, for the effort that you put in, your ideas, because we have the Wands here, or you have been fighting hard, you've been leading, you've been inspiring. So now people are speaking your name and saying that, you know, wow, you know, without this person, without Pile 3, we couldn't have done it. Or Pile 3 really led the way. Pile 3 really trailblazed or set the environment for us. Or Pile 3 led us through. Or Pile 3 saved the day. Something to that effect. But, you know, it didn't come just easily for you. You are doing that work. And perhaps that's where you are now. Or you're going to be. Where you have been slowly sowing the seeds, nurturing the plants, doing the work that is necessary, that's going to then culminate in that shining bright moment on stage for you in your future, right? So it is the 7 of Pentacles shows me that you have been doing the work piece by piece, step by step, day by day. The Devil is here. The Devil is here, which makes me wonder if you worked overly hard like this, you know, you really poured your heart and soul into it, maybe to the exclusion, or to as a sacrifice, at the sacrifice of other things that was happening in your life, or other people that was happening in your life, or you took all the strategies, used all the strategies, took whatever ways and means that were available to you in order to head towards that achievement, whether they were maybe righteous ways or not, whether they were ethical ways or not, whether they were kind ways or not. It didn't matter to you, because you just felt that I have to do what is necessary in order to get to the end goal. So perhaps that may be something of that energy here. Okay, we can check in on it if it's important. Let's get on with the rest of the reading first before we decide on that. But yeah, you will be hailed, you will be seen, you will be recognized as the King of Wands energy. So you will be, see, this is the Four of Pentacles, which usually has a very different meaning, but to me this shows me that now, like, you have built some credibility to your name. You have built for yourself a reputation, a legacy. You have built that that persona for yourself, and that's what people are going to remember you as. People are going to remember, hey, Pile 3 did that. You know, in the future, if there's any scenario that's going to need somebody who managed to get this situation from this to this, they may remember you and come to you as the go-to person to help them build again what you built before. Okay, so you are building that legacy, and that energy behind at the bottom of the deck. Remember, Three of Cups. People are going to be singing your name. People are going to be celebrating you. There's going to be a lot of yay, 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 and maybe parties, maybe ceremonies, award ceremonies just popped into my head. So yeah, there could be stuff like that that's going to happen for you. That's what's building in the background for you. Now let's check out the Devil. Why is the Devil card here for Pile 3? Why is the Devil card here for Pile 3? So the first card that I see, of course, is the Magician. So if you remember what I said earlier, the Magician. Okay. You also have the Six of Swords, the Emperor, yes, and the Nine of Swords. So yeah, I think it could really be that, you know, in order to manifest that end goal, you were only focused on that end goal, and in order to manifest that, you did anything that you had to do. You made it happen, but you did things that perhaps other people would have shied away from. You did things that other people may have found difficult to do. Other people may have had qualms or worries or concerns about doing, but you sat on your stone throne and made that decision. I'm gonna do it. It's going to happen like this, and that's what we need to do, and that's it. Okay, you embodied the Emperor there. You embodied that hard shell around you, like what we see for the tortoise here, right? You put that hard shell around yourself. You are not going to be swayed or distracted or influenced by what other people say or other people did. Okay, and the magician is always like, you know, it looks like it's magic, right? But there's always some tricks up the sleeve or a little sleight of hand behind the scenes. So yeah, so the Devil, with all these cards that have come out, makes me think that whilst you're showing that magic trick to everybody else out here, and culminating in that great end goal, there were little things that you had to do in the background that people are not aware of. So what they see is the outcome, the magic, but they don't know the work or the ways and means that you had to go through in order to get that magic trick to work. Okay, so that could be, yeah, that's something that I wonder if when you stand on stage and receive that acknowledgement and receive that adulation and adoration and praise, you know, whether you are going to be feeling what is the word, like misgivings about having taken this route, the route of the devil, the route that of, like, you know, not letting anything distract you from your goal, be it what other people may say, or be it, you know, like where it may not have been the clearest, most transparent way of doing things, but let's see, that's something that you may have to address when you come to it. But let's see, what is the lesson that Pile 3 is meant to learn from this event? What is the lesson that Pile 3 is meant to learn from this event? Anything else? Okay, let's look at these cards for you then. What is Pile 3 meant to learn from this event? You have the Two of Pentacles. The Nine of Cups. Ace of Wands. The Ace of Pentacles. And the Seven of Cups. So the question was, what were you meant to learn? What lesson were you meant to learn from this event? I think that you are meant to learn that there is balance in everything. There's many different ways of doing stuff, you know. Perhaps the next time you don't have to go down the, if it's too shady away, if it's too hurtful away, if it's too unkind away, or too it asks for too much in return, then, you know, that may not be the best way. There are many ways of doing things. You have to strike a balance, and you have to really look within yourself to see, ask yourself the question, pause for a bit, ask yourself the question, is this the best way that we can go? But yeah, you are meant to learn the lesson of knowing that there may be other opportunities, other alternatives, options. If you think hard, there may be new inspiration, new direction, new strategy that we can see from the Ace of Wands, and then you'll be able to start a fresh journey from there, like do things differently because you have thought about it, you know, and then you'll be able to learn how to do things differently versus the way that you did them before. Okay, yeah, okay, so there's many different ways of doing things. And look, this is the perhaps the turtle from the Emperor card, right, where I said that, you know, you created a hard shell for yourself so you're not distracted by what other people think or say. But now the turtle is here and looking at, hey, you know, there are many different ways of being able to achieve the goal. So let's perhaps choose a way that's more balanced, a way that's more caring or empathetic. If we think hard enough, then, you know, that inspiration will come, that strategy will come, the direction will come, and you'll be able to walk down different paths than what you have walked down before. Okay, all right, so that's quite cool. Let's also look at what does Pile 3 then focus on? What does Pile 3 focus on next as this event is happening? What does Pile 3 focus on next as this event is unfolding? So you've got the Moon, which is an evolutionary path for you. This is something, a lesson that you're going to have to learn. We don't know all the ins and outs of it yet. We are not meant to know all the ins and outs of it now. So I can't really give you that much information about what you focus on now, except to perhaps go through the lesson step by step, learn the lesson as it happens, or go through it and then learn the lesson as you look back. Okay, so it is an evolutionary path that you will be undergoing. Perhaps also if you have messages that come to you in your dreams, you may pay attention to those, but all in all, generally the moon card is telling us that you're not meant to know everything yet. There is a lot that's hidden from you now, but it will unfold itself as it goes along, and you will learn the lesson as you reach the end. Okay, you also have the Nine of Pentacles. What you focus on? Trying to get do the right thing and get to that goal. Okay, and also you have the King of Cups. So get to that goal. What you have to focus on now is that it is an evolutionary path where you're going to learn how to get to that goal, but in a King of Cups manner. So not just a King of Swords manner, which is like cutting, fact-driven, aggressive, ambitious. Not just that, but the King of Cups is about utilizing the emotions that he is well equipped with, being stable, being strong, being confident, being balanced, and knowing the value of these characteristics within him. Okay, being mature as well. And sometimes the King of Cups, again, I see this, sometimes you see the King of Cups has so many different tools behind him. The thing though is that in his situation, he's got to be able to discern which tool is the best to use for that situation. Because if, let's say for example, you're trying to be in water and catch something, using the axe may not be the most helpful, but using the net is. So you've got to know how to make the correct decision, because you are in balance and really understanding the environment around you, understanding the people around you, because you're not just being like hard-headed and thinking that I know the best, and I think that the axe is the way to go. But sometimes the axe is not the best way to go. So you've got to be aware, cognizant, and respect the people and the surroundings around you, so that you will see what is the right tool to use. And this also speaks to me of there are many different ways to skin a cat. There are many different ways to achieve the end goal, and that's the lesson that you have to learn. Now you have to go through that. I don't know the specifics of the situation that you're going to go through, but you are going to go through it, and you're going to learn it, and you will learn that there are many different ways to be able to reach the end goal. Okay, many different ways, and you've got to pay attention to what is happening around you, who are the people around you, what impacts them, what does the environment do for you, how does the environment stop you even, sometimes. So then pick the correct way to go. All right, very, very deep. Nice. Okay, so now the Archangel Power Oracle card. So this card came out already. So the advice for you is the 10 of Gabriel. You have the 10 of Gabriel. Let's take a look at the picture. It says, ask your angels for helpful people to lighten your load, working too many hours, trying too hard to please others. Perhaps you feel a great deal of pressure to deliver what you said you would, or what you were asked to, or what you were tasked to do. But yeah, don't sacrifice your principles or other people at the altar of achieving the goal. You can ask for help. You can find other ways. don't try too hard to please others. I'm going to put that right there for you. And I hope that this has been good for you, pile 3, and that you have enjoyed this reading. If you have, please give me a thumbs up, and that helps me get the video around. And comment, share, subscribe to the 3 Lotus Tarot. Thank you so much if you do subscribe, because that really helps me build the family up and build the channel up, because I am a very small channel at the moment. So every bit helps. A like, a comment, a share, a subscribe. And thank you so much. I will see you in the next one. Bye.